What's up, boys? So I'm coming to you a little late. Reason being would be thanks to the Gators and Raymond Vick, the newly Gator brother-in-law. See, I delegated this week's review to those three. They were going to triple team it, and they are tech retarded. No, they were having technical difficulties. That's just the story of the year. I should be getting a new computer from Furbod, so we can thank Furbod for that. Fairly soon, maybe even this weekend. So hopefully we can get this thing back on track. Being late, and I was not prepared to do this. I did not write anything, so it will be a little just, freestyle. Just looking through all the matchups and stuff. So let me start. I don't have any awards prepared either, but let me just start with a little rundown of the current standings. In first place, we have Furbod at 6-0. He's undefeated. It's really just Gurley carrying him, guys, and also a soft points against. He's not the bottom, but second to the lowest points against. So that helps a lot. He definitely doesn't even have the most points for. He's close though. The one who does have the most points for would be Augie, who's 5-1, and he even has the most points against. Actually, almost. Andrew has that honor. Augie has the most points for and the second most points against, and he's 5-1. That means his team is pretty strong. He's on a 4-game win streak. We got Steven at 4-2 and Leonard at 4-2. Those are the two 4-2 teams. And then rounding out the current playoff top 6 would be John Gata and Dustin Chastain at 3-3. The two other 3-3 teams would be Raymond and Cheese, but they are currently out of the playoffs. And then I am the only 2-4 team in 9th place. And rounding out the bottom tier, the shitballs, Brian, Andrew, and Tyler, all 1-5. Tyler has barely broken 600 points on the year. He does have a lot of points against him as well. Anyway, moving on, let's look at the matchups from this past week. Let me go back to that. We'll start with my matchup versus Ray. And right off first look, it could have been... Oh, nope, never mind. I was going to say it could have been the Rodney King contender, but I see a much worse one down here. Anyway, I beat Raymond 142.8 to 91.5. And give it a minute. This is loading. But I basically whooped his ass. He had no shot. And after all that shit he talked last week, can't even get the freaking review going this week. This guy just sucks. I don't expect him to make the playoffs. And I can't even get the matchup up, of course. Just tells you the story of this year. Fucking technical difficulties. If I knew how to edit, I would edit all this dead space out. And it's still not loading. Wow. Oh, hey, finally got it up. Okay, so like I said, beat him 142.8 to 91.5. And I even had to start Joe Flacco, who only got me 11.9 points. He had Tom Brady, 21.8. He beat me in that category. And that is about it, except for kicker and defense. He barely edged me out. But literally all his players besides Tom Brady, Deshaun Jackson, and Matt Bryant, all the rest of his players were single digits. I had Melvin Gordon, had himself a day, 34 points. Sony's looking like a stud, 22.6. I didn't even have my best receiver. Michael Thomas was on a bye. Doug Baldwin finally got some double-digit points, did something for me. I'm starting Kiki Cootie and Paul Richardson, still whooping ass, getting 142 points. And Latavius Murray had himself a pretty good day as well. So moving on, the next matchup on here, I have Leonard versus Tyler, and Leonard barely beat Tyler. It was 105.3 to 96.9. Notable performances on Leonard's side was James Conner, 26.9. Pretty solid. He has, looks like Leonard is rostering 3 QBs for some reason and 2 kickers. Smart man. 3 QBs, both QBs on his bench scored way more than the QB he started. He started Deshaun Watson, who only got 5 points. And he's got Wentz and Roethlisberger on his bench, both over 20. Luckily, Tyler's QB, Jared Goff, only got 7 points, whereas he had Russell Wilson on his bench with 20 as well. Neither of these guys know who to start. That's what it sounds like to me. Pretty much James Conner is the reason Leonard won. Oh, and Kareem Hunt, those 2 running backs both combined for about 55 points. Because, Tyler had some pretty good consistency, actually. Julio had almost 20. Juju had 16. He got 19 from his defense and 15 from his kicker. All solid scores, but he got that 0 from Evan Ingram on Thursday night. Evan Ingram didn't even play. That's a strong, should have pulled. That probably would have should have pulled out. Yeah, man, sucks. If he would have played Russell Wilson, he would have actually got a win, and Leonard would have got a loss. That would have been nice. And look, OJ, if he would have played OJ instead of Evan Ingram, OJ had 14 points. Man, that's quite a bummer. Tyler. Moving on, we got Furbad versus John Gata. Furbad had 140.9, and John Gata had 112.8. Of course, John's side, Patrick Mahomes, 27 points. Thielen, 23.8. 18 from a kicker, but he got -1 from his D. -0.3 from Niles Paul. I feel the pain, buddy. He lost yards and then got hurt and never came back in. Mixon had 16. AJ Green had 12. So, decent performance from John's team, 112 points. But Furbad put up 140 thanks to 35 points from Gurley. Cousins had 17. Edelman got in the end zone, making his 14-point day. Then he had Jimmy Graham, Cowboys D, and Vinatieri all in the double digits. Very nice. John's bench actually looks pretty good, so watch out. Double digits all on his entire bench. It's pretty crazy. So he didn't know who to start either because, yeah, if he would have started some guys over other ones, he probably would have won. Brian versus Cheese. So Brian got his ass whooped. This isn't even the Rodney King though. Cheese won 125.9 to 85.3. Brian only got 85 points in a half PPR where we start 10 guys. That's not good. And he even had 21 points from Tyler Boyd. Jeez. He actually had, Rivers had 14. Boyd was his high score, 21.7. Gronk had 11. Tevin Coleman had 10. Chargers D had 10, and he still only put up 85. That's crazy. Still Bell on his bench, putting up a goose egg. Brian, if you want, I'll give you something for Bell. Just hit me up, all right? And then on Childish Cambino, Cheese's side, he's got Cam with 23 points, Keenan Allen, Antonio Brown, Sanu, A-Rob. Those receivers finally getting it together, putting up double digits. And he got 13 points from his D, only 6 from his kicker. But he had a good day. He gets the dub. Moving on, we have Augie versus Dustin. Augie won 145 to 123. Both came out even numbers. That's pretty crazy. Dustin had a pretty good day, 123, but he still loses 27 from Mitch Trubisky. Wow. I thought about picking him up, and I picked up fucking Flacco. I mean, I still won, but that's quite a good pickup and play. 27 points from him. Shady 10, Demaryius Thomas 13. Actually doing something for once. Can't believe he even started him for as shitty as Demaryius has been. Crabtree finally did something, 18 points. Funchess with 15. Oh, Gostkowski with 22. I mean, there's a lot of good kicker play this week, but Augie has Rodgers getting 28, Zeke getting 18, Tyreek getting 35. Man, that dude's fucking good. How many touchdowns does he have this year? And, yeah, I mean, Augie's just got a strong team. James White didn't have a great day, but he should be solid the rest of the year. And, yeah, he's got a couple good tight ends. Augie's got a strong contending team. And finally, this is the Rodney King Pimp, Nasty, Funky, Chapimp, and Stanky Chicken. Steven Gato routes Andrew Rodney King Award. He wins 182.1 to 105.5. Jeez, what a day. I think I was let me vet that. I was the third highest. Augie was second highest. And boy, would it have sucked if we played Steven. 182 points. God, he almost had 100 more than Brian. Fucking Brian. Terrible. Steven has a lot of noteworthy performances. 27 from Matt Ryan, 33 from Barkley, 30 from Devontae Adams, 23 from Alshon, 21 from Texans D. Man, studly performances. And he even had 30 points on his bench with Jameis Winston, 18 Peyton Barber. That's crazy. Andrew Luck on Andrew's side had 22. He also started Clement, DeAndre Hopkins, Robert Woods, Alex Collins all got in the high teens. Marquise Goodwin on his bench with 27, but it wouldn't have helped anyway, Andrew, so don't sweat it. 1-5. You're not getting your revenge, dude. And that is the matchups. I'm going to move on and talk about next week's matchups. I'm 2-4, taking on Tyler. Right now, I'm projected to win. I still have Joe Flacco. I'll probably throw Stafford back in there. But he's probably got me on QB. My running backs should be stronger than his. Toss-up at receiver. Yeah, I'm going to go me. Was there any doubt that I wouldn't? We also got 4-2 Leonard versus 3-3 Dustin. This one projects to be very, very close. Right now, Leonard is projected to win. Man, strong QBs. Leonard's got better running backs. And the receivers, I give a slight edge to Dustin, not much. Man, this one really is close, but I think I'm going to go Leonard just because I really like his running backs. Moving on, 3-3 Cheese versus 6-0 for Bod. Please, Cheese. Right now you're projected to lose. Oh, for Bod doesn't even have one of his receivers in, and he's still projected to win by like 14 points. Actually 13. I mean, he's definitely got him on receivers, but, you know, Farbod's got fucking Gurley. And Kelsey's not bad either. I don't know why. I'm just going to keep picking against Farbod until the end of the season. I'm picking Cheese on the upset. Then we got Brian 1-5 versus Steven, who is 4-2. And Steven, I mean, Brian doesn't have a couple players in, but Steven's projected to win by like 28, really. 27. I'm a math teacher. I can't do math. Definitely going Steven here. His team is a lot better. Brian's team is god-awful. Ugh. I don't even want to look at his team anymore. And then we're moving on. We got 5-1 Augie versus 3-3 Raymond. Looks like Raymond's dealing with a little bit of a bye issue. Augie has the Rodgers on bye. But I think, I got to go Augie. His team is strong. I hope Raymond wins, though, but I'm going Augie. And lastly, 1-5 Andrew versus 3-3 John Gata. John is projected to win by about 20. And his entire team, if you look at the previews, his entire team has the advantage except for tight end. Man, that's crazy. I guess I have to go John Gata. Andrew's team has not been very good. That's it, guys. Like I said, sorry about everything. And if I can't get this edited, I'm sorry about the 1 to 2 minute dead silence in the middle, about at the 5-minute mark. Till next time, hopefully we'll have all this figured out. And fuck Brian.